Board. Okay. Are you okay if, so a lot of times I'll try to piggyback on other people too. Are you okay if multiple people come through?
Sure,
Cool.
absolutely.
Okay. Because I know there's like a small little party going on. And so what will happen is that, they come through for you, but then sometimes they may not be strong enough because they've never done it, or maybe they're coming down from heaven, which it's hard to be in this vibration. And so they'll piggyback on somebody else to like make it bigger. Like, so she comes in with a man. And so we'll figure out who this man is in a little bit. And it's funny, the first thing that this woman shows me is in the very beginning is her laughing and smiling. And the thing that she does, she's like, so she does it with teeth. So it's like odd. And when she smiles, she just like holds it for a second. So there's a couple of things that go with that. Number one, that means show them that I'm okay. Show them that I'm happy, right? Show them that I'm fine. Usually, sometimes too, maybe they had fake teeth, or maybe they had teeth that were pulled out a lot. I don't know, because there's a significance for everything that they show me. So like the teeth, why are they so much like that? So she's talking about, and I just kind of like let them go off and try to use me at first. She goes, oh, I said, where are you at? She goes, oh, we were from everywhere. We're from all over. I was like, all right, cool. Well, can we narrow it down, please? Hang on. Hang on. Talking about Texas. That's weird. I don't know why anything would be about Texas. Hang on. Talking about. You have a lot of brothers and sisters. Okay. Yeah. Okay. She's talking about with you. She says that I go, oh, I go, who is this? Who is this to you? And she talks about being like, I'm guessing this is mom, correct? So cool. Because she talks about, well, this is the only sibling here. And so I'm like, okay, so she's not a single child, right? So there's all these other people that go along with it. Hang on. You are far away from her. Maybe you did live far away from her. I don't know. Maybe I like lived across the country. I don't know. I'll figure this out in a second. She's talking about how, well, she was far away from me. Like, it's fine. She was going, man, she makes my chest hurt. She said, I didn't look that good anymore. I was like, I said, you look pretty good. I was like, you're a good looking person. She's like, I don't look that good anymore. I'm like, oh, okay, well, why? So that means a couple of things. She's trying to talk about her life in times. What happened? Hang on. She keeps making me feel sterile, so she must have been like in and out of the hospital, or in like a hospital situation or something like that. I don't know. Hold on. She comes down. She comes down. She goes, I come down a lot. I don't understand why that would be a thing. Maybe she's talking about heaven, or maybe she lives someplace north, like up north. That would be coming down. Hang on. Hold on. She keeps talking about having a wild and fun time now. So that means the end of her life was, I think she had a good life. I just think the last part of it was pretty strenuous or something, because she's all about this, having a good time, celebrating, eating all this food, eating all these sweets, eating all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, which means to me that she wasn't able to do it, right? Like, it was kind of miserable. She makes me feel like my grandmother that was in like a nursing home or like a hospice care over and over and over again. And this woman does not belong in this place, because she's such a spitfire. She's like a go-getter in my head. She is, hang on. I don't know. She comes up to you and she's like, oh, but like, I can hear her, but I can't hear words. And she comes up to you, she's like, da, 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 like this, and she comes up and gives you a hug. And so that means like, let go of your grief, let go of your guilt. I love you anyway. I don't know, maybe if y'all were like in a fighting stance or something, or maybe you guys always like butted heads, but there's like a feeling of like, there's a feeling of that goes with it. And she's trying to heal it. Like, you know how a mom goes and buries your head inside of her chest? Like, it's fine, but like that's what she does to you. And she's like, about let bygones be bygones. She's talking about, it's okay if you cry. I also have my tears of toilet paper here too. So and I will probably get in there with you in a second, because she's well up inside. Hang on. She says, like, you always had her best interest at heart. You did. I don't know. Maybe you like separated yourself because of all these other people that were around that were constantly on top of her. There's a whole thing of like not being good enough. There's like a younger woman here, and I don't know who this is. She's like standing back in the back. We'll have to figure out who that is in a little bit. Like she would be, I don't know if she's into drugs or something. Or this woman is totally an Aquarius by everything. It's her birthday in February.
Her birthday was February 9th. Yes. Amazing.
Okay. The way she feels is, so it's not that sorry, I'm getting hot because she's making me channel her. The way she feels is not it's not heavy anymore. It's light. It's like, yes, I'm able to do this. It's like, ah! And so that's very Aquarius to me, but she doesn't have the backstabbiness of Gemini. That's why I think she has to be an air sign, but it has to be this. She says you're too hard on yourself all the time. She's too hard on herself. She says, everybody puts you down. Oh, why would everybody put you down? You're like an amazing, fabulous person. I guess maybe you're the black sheep of the family. Or maybe like put you over there. Hang on. Who is like a person with like, who's a hardcore R name? Weird. Hang on. R name. We don't like this person and we're like irritated by this person. I don't know who that is. Maybe a male. We think that they're like narcissistic for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that involves with you. I think there's a younger female that's with her, and then there's a male. I don't know. This may be her dad, but it also maybe, hold on. Patsum. Maybe this is her husband, but her husband dead? Hold on. I gotta verify that because I don't want to say yes or no yet. Hang on. Somebody says he's angry, all right. So maybe this man that she was married, maybe this is a husband. Maybe this is a husband. Is this your dad's not dead? Is he passed? He's passed too. Oh, okay. Hold on. Man, she was a Spitfire. He couldn't handle it. They're back and forth. Your dad was the more grounded one because she goes up and she like annoys him. She's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? You know, and he's like, why are you here? You know, but in a funny way. It's in a loving way. And like he has this grounding like persona that's fire, and that's where you get this from. That means you would have like aligned better with dad. Mom is this more like whoop, 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 like top shelf, I'm busy all the time doing everything type of person. He says she says that you gave more time to him than her. It's okay. Maybe I was just being shitty. I don't know why. We'll have to get into that. Hold on. She's a get up and go person. Maybe she ran her own business because she's all about hard work and we get this done and rawr and like this. She feels like me. She feels very Taurusy Aries underneath it. So it's all about building. Hang on. She says she's taking a break. So I'm guessing she worked really, really hard in life. I said, what are you doing? Are you running your own business? What are you doing? Oh, I'm taking a break. I go, okay, fine. She says like something about, she keeps showing me the beach over and over again. I'm trying to figure out which beach. And I'm asking, is it like Atlantic? Is it like Gulf Coast, like where I'm at? Or is it West Coast? Hang on. Or is it someplace else? Hang on. I don't know what the tide of the Houston area is over and over again. She keeps highlighting me over and over and over again, or like near that area. But you're not there. You're not in Houston. You're not in Texas, are you? No,
I'm not.
You're not. Okay. I don't know what that is. Hang on. Just leave that there. Maybe you can explain that later, but I want to get on this tangent. Hang on. Do you like live, like, are you supposed to live in a nice area, but you like live in the country?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Do you, it's like for me, it'd be like, maybe I live in California where it's supposed to be nice, but I live more in the country. Like I live more inside of it. Is that a thing for you?
There's somewhere else I feel like I should be. Yes.
Okay. We'll get into that in just a second. We're going to look into that. She's talking about, it's like, oh, I really want you by the water, or I want you like in the redwood forest for some reason, like very cozy sweater, like all the way. We'll talk about that. Kind of like in the mountains of Georgia or Virginia. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because you have this. What state are you in right now?
I'm in Illinois right now.
Oh, yeah, you need to be in warmer area, honey bunny. You need to be in a warmer area, honey bunny. It's too cold and it's too negative up where you're at, and for you at least. And so we'll talk about that. Like, it just doesn't, when you have your base frequency and what you are, there's cities that you live in that you just kind of feel like it's not your home, or maybe it's not like your place, and like that, it's that that goes with you. So we need to figure out where that is. So let me mark that down so I can remember that. Hang on. How long have you been gone, man? You talk really, really well. More than 2 years, or like right at 2 years. She says, so that's why. Hang on. She says, well, she wants to talk to her dad. Talk to her dad then. Hang on. What's dad's name? What's dad's name?
Bud is what
Bud.
They called him.
Okay. Who's the hardcore R name with a male that we don't like?
I can't think of who that is. There's
like, it's like Roger, or like Roy, or like Robert, or like Reynold, or like
I can't think of who that would be. I have a brother, Leobardo, and uncle Alvalardo.
Okay, so all these very interesting hardcore names. Okay, we'll have to look into that. So keep that there. I want to ask for more. So there's 2 things I want to go into. I want to go into location for you, and then I want to figure out this R name, and then I want to go into Bud. Hang on.
Okay.
Why are we eating sweets all the time? Why are we eating sweets all the time? Why are, like, I'm literally like tasting sweets and sugar like 24/7. I don't understand that. Hang on. Wait, we're gonna figure that out. Why? I don't know. Maybe she's a diabetic. No, that's not it. Maybe she was. Hang on. I don't know what Ben and Jerry's is. Why are you talking about that? Like, that's so random. Maybe something to do with Ben and Jerry's. I don't know. That's the only thing I get. I don't know. Maybe. Hang on. Did she like create food? Did she like create sweets or something? What is that? Or like create like Ben and Jerry's things? Or maybe that was her favorite thing, or like ice cream stuff? I don't know.
She had a restaurant called the Ice Cream Palace. It was a Mexican restaurant, but they started off as an ice cream parlor.
Shut up. Where's this at?
It was in Illinois. It was her. Yeah, it was her, my uncle, and my grandma who started it.
Really?
That's amazing.
That's so crazy. Sorry. Okay. I've never had that come up. I've never had that come up before. Sorry. I'm like trying to follow my nose, and I'm like, I don't know. Ben and Jerry's? What are we in Vermont? Like, I'm going. That's where the medium and the spirit are.
That's
Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
Okay, so that's why. So the woman and her are partners. So the mom and her were partners or something like that. And then she took care of the mom. And so then the mom got really, really sick, or maybe she lost her mind in some way. And like everybody's really, really sad about that. Like mom was the one that everybody was super sad about passing. Like that was the thing. She's talking about how like they left this lineage. I don't know what's going on with like the brother or like the uncle you're talking about. Like I know that they were really close. Maybe he just weird with it.
That's the R.
Yeah. What's that? Who's that?
Red.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
That's it.
There you go. Okay. Is he gone? Is he gone?
He
Red
is not gone, but we hate him.
Okay, yeah, we do. Whoever this person is, we put him as like, we don't like him. He's a shithead. We don't care for him. Okay. Like it's almost like he embezzled. Maybe he like tried to switch it. Maybe he's like cryptic. I don't know. There's shit that goes on with him. Karma will get him in the ass later on. We'll figure that out too. And he will. I don't know if he's does he have already heart issues really, really bad and he's not watching himself?
That I haven't talked to him in years.
Okay. There will be a point coming up soon. I would even say, now when I'm saying soon, I'm saying like 6 years in that part, that I believe that I don't know. It's going to be one of 3 things. He's not going to, I don't know if he's going to, okay, pause, shut up, Amie, and then focus. This is what happens when they just they keep running stuff. Hang on. It's like a typewriter that never stops. I don't know if he's going to have intestinal cancer and then something's going to happen with his heart and then it's just going to continue on. But like the way his liver is, he's a fatty liver. I don't know if he's like not taking care of himself. It's this whole thing, but he's going to have a really, whatever he did to this family, whatever happened, it's going to come out in the wash because he's going to learn his karma because of what happens to him physically before he passes. So you don't have to worry about being the avenger for this, whatever this is. Okay.
Okay.
All right, there you go. We're gonna move on from that. So it will, don't ever, so whenever that time comes, have not faith, but just forgiveness, and then just allow things to melt, and he will learn his lesson. Okay.
Okay.
You don't need to teach him a lesson. God will take care of that. And she's like, God takes care of me. Hang on, I want to get into y'all's relationship more. I want to figure out what happened with her. I want to bring dad through. I want to figure out who this girl is that's sitting there. She's like darker, which means she's a lower vibration, which means that either she passed tragically or like she did something. Something about like you weren't close with this person, so this person is not, the girl is not related to you. It's like maybe it's somebody else's kid or something. Hang on. I was like, oh, is this her kid? Is this related here? No. Like the family tree down here. What? You know, your mother is coming at you with, I'm sorry. She's saying she's sorry.
Oh my God.
She's saying she's sorry. That's the biggest thing. And there's that she was being a butthead, and she comes up and she wants forgiveness. She comes up and holds your hand, her little fluffy hand that she has right now, and she says like, I'm sorry, and she just stares in your eye like it's this whole thing. And so I want you to let whatever this is go. Oh, it makes my heart hurt. Oh, she loves you, and she sees now from another point of view that you either had to move away. I don't know what this is, or like you couldn't be there, but like it's the opinions of other people that were messing with you. And then I don't know if she was not in her right mind, or if people were just controlling her, and she was having real big issues. But there's a lot of like, I'm sorry for all this shit. Like I see it from this other point of view now. So whatever that is, allow it to go. I don't know if there's like this one girl that was like her advisor and tried to kick everybody else out, or is just like very like here. She puts this girl as like this bumper, and then everybody's like, oh, well, I have to follow what she does, or oh, she's doing this for me, or oh, this. And we know that was either the wrong decision or that wasn't the best one because this other person didn't have what's best out for us. Something about Florida. That's weird. Something about, hold on. Just because they showed me like Fort Lauderdale, we go for a boat show every so often, and I'm like, I don't think you live in Fort Lauderdale, but Florida's a big thing. Hang on. She says, you're so strong, and I didn't give you the credit. She didn't give you the credit. And your mother is not somebody that will just bow down and say that. She loves you, dude. And she mocks your father because he loves you more. It's like, you know, stop being a butthead. Hang on, I want to get into you, Red. Can you come forward? Also, if you have any questions, just ask as well, because when I'm out here, I'm not paying attention. Hold on, my tummy hurts really bad. They're making me do this. What happened to you? She puts herself, did somebody get like this is random and I don't know if this is correct, but there's a reason. This either means like intestinal, or we had like a tear in our stomach or tear in our intestines. I don't know. Somebody had like something like that. Maybe it turned sepsis. Maybe, I don't know.
She had gallbladder surgery, and they went in and it was gangrenous. Yeah.
It hurts so, that's right where this is. It hurts so bad. It feels like I have like the worst cramp ever right now. So she's making me feel this. Like this is not a normal feeling for me. Like it's going all the way through right now. Wow. Can you stop that? It's stopping. Like legit, it's stopping. It's stopping. Is that ended up what killed her?
She ended up passing from COVID, but she had that. She suffered all night with it, didn't tell my brother to take her to the emergency room until the morning. And when they went in to take it, they found out she had lung cancer.
That's the lung.
Yeah, so it just kind of progressed, but then she got COVID right before the vaccines, and
boom. Yeah, so this is what it felt like. I had a vice grip right here. Like my feet are sweating. My feet don't sweat. Like, that was insane. Ooh, hang on. She says, they don't tell me what to do. I go, yeah, they do. Says that just straight up words. They don't tell me what to do. All right, hold on. So much shit in my face. Okay, fine. Hang on. She was like unconscious. She was alone. She was wait. She's talking about people coming in and saying their piece. Hang on. You were separated from her during all this. Or maybe like you couldn't go in. I don't know. Maybe you were able to see her at the very end. I'm trying to get her to tell me. Hang on. She's already unconscious. Maybe you made it at the very last moment, like right at the butt end when all this is over. Like that's when you're in. Word to the wise, should have listened. All right, word to the wise, should have listened. Hang on. I'm a big girl. I've been doing this all my life. I can do it. That's with the sways and the boop boops. That's what she's doing. She says, I look like hell. Amie. I go, really? And I guess she had lost some weight or something like from this. And she's talking about how her jaws were like here or something. And she won't let me see it. She's like, hold on. She's hooked up to all this stuff. She's talking about how she feels like she's a bat with wings. And I'm like, you didn't even know what was going on. You calm down. She says that, oh, you were able to be there with her before she ended up passing, like at the very, very end?
Was not.
You were not. Okay, so that separating. Okay. Who is this girl that's coming over and like being like her advisor in her ear? It doesn't even feel like a member of family, or like it's like outskirts. Maybe it's like a cousin, or maybe it's like we're married into the family or something.
It's a cousin. It's a cousin.
I feel like the cousin doesn't have like the purest intentions, and I don't know why. You and your mother literally had a thing that you weren't going to talk to her anymore. Why?
We did that periodically, but we hadn't done that
in a long time.
Last year, we stayed together. She tried to pick a fight with me the last time I saw her in person, and I laughed and I said, "Oh, we are not doing this." And thank God.
Good. So that's why she's so feisty and zesty and everything like that. This girl, I've never had somebody like grip this area and feel like a vice grip. Like that's not a thing. And I thought I'm like, oh my God, I was gonna go take a Motrin. Hold on. Oh, hang on. She says she's yelling at your dad. She goes, you left me. And he goes, well, I just couldn't handle you, like that. And they're talking. He says, hold on. She says the best gift you could ever give me was those kids. So it's all the kids. So I don't know, maybe you have like 4 or 5 or 6 brothers and sisters, but there's like a lot going on over there. Maybe everybody's married. Like you got a group. Hang on. Tell him I'm fine. Okay, I want to figure out what he did, what happened to him, all these questions I'm going to ask him right now. Hang on. She says that they must have met when they were really young. She does say, and I think they resolve stuff. I guess maybe they were separated at the end or something, or maybe they were just kind of like living separate lives more. I don't know, because she goes and she looks at him and she says, like, you're my soulmate. Like, and they finally like resolve things and came back together. So she's being a little bit more serious right now. And it's because of he was not aggressive enough for her. He was too passive, but in a good way. And then she got too full of herself and felt like nobody else needed to help her. Nobody else could do anything. And so that made it to where he was kicked out of the picture. And when a man doesn't have a purpose, then he loses his love for the woman. That's what happens. And that's what happens here. And so then his purpose turned with his kids. And your father is one of your guides. He's one of your people that like stands there. And when you talk to him, I want you to talk to him more. Like when you're making plans, or you're doing lists, you must have like mad Taurus Virgo energy underneath you somewhere, because you're very like on point with everything. Like he's always there. He's always there. Hold on. He says he wants you to get out of there. So it's wherever you're at right now. He says, I want to get out of there. He says, she just says, you can't. You just keep saying you can't, you can't, you can't. You want to, but you can't. So you're on your biggest enemy. So I need you to stop doing that. So we'll figure that out in a second. I also want to look at your North Node on your chart too later on, because I want to see if you become a Leo in your rising, which would be really cool, because that means you're finding your power from all this other crap. Hold on. Dad says did Dad end up having like cancer?
I'm sorry?
Did Dad have cancer?
He did not. He had narcolepsy.
That's
sleeping sickness.
Okay. He keeps saying, when I came down with my disease, when I came down with the disease. And I'm like, all right, the only disease I know hardcore is cancer that makes you go out. Okay. So it's that. Oh, I've never had narcolepsy before. That's interesting.
Yeah. And he was one of the worst cases. He took 44 Ritalin a day, 11 4 times a day.
Would he shake?
Would he
get very okay.
He had cataplexy, so when he had extreme emotions, very angry, very happy, he would kind of go catatonic. And
okay, yeah, because when he's talking to me, it's not like he doesn't have Parkinson's, but when he's talking, it's almost like we get very excited and we can see our hands like this, or we can see this like this. And I'm like, all right, so this is a sign as well. Hold on. He says I can come up and I can hug her all the time. And he says, I watch you have kids. Wait, you're a mom? Hang on. She's talking about your relationship. I'm still asking about your dad, but he's taking this over here now. Hang on. He's like talking about family. Like, I almost feel like you can like break off and go do your own thing by yourself now. Like, I don't know why. Are you like actively married, but you're like going through a separation or something, or y'all are like in two separate places?
No, we're actually very
happy. Okay.
Very.
It's okay. I don't know. I know. I was like, it feels happy. It feels light, but it's weird because it almost feels like you're a separate person. And so usually when I have this very happy relationship, it's like y'all are symbiotic together, like in one area. And so I'm wondering why. Maybe they're just separating you out for them, but I'll look into that in a second too. Hang on. Okay, no, so Dad's talking about it. He says like how he helps you out all the time. He says how like he's very methodical and very good. So hold on. You never go to bed mad?
I try not to.
He goes, I said, what do they do? What do they do? I said, what do they practice? He says, never go to bed mad. I was like, okay, good. So that would be his thing to you. I know you try. That's the thing. He says that it's interesting. You and your husband, whenever you get into fights, or when you get into arguments, like normal, obviously I've been married twice, so I know about it, right? But you guys are on the same wavelength, but it would be the equivalent of like me and you, there's an apple here in the middle of us. And on your side, it's slightly red, but it's a green apple to me on my side. And so we're arguing about what color is the apple, but it's the same, right? It's the same apple. It's a different viewpoint.
That's exactly what I always tell them. If you want a better answer, ask a better question.
Yes. That's what they just showed me that analogy. I was like, okay. I was like, what are these type of things? It's just the opposite, but it's the same thing, when you look at it. Oh my God. I like this. So he likes this man. He likes this man a lot. I don't know, maybe he didn't get to meet him. But he comes up and he like approves of all of this. He approves of all of this. You, when they give their approval, that's the thing. He says that Your father just said I'll take him to go get like a hot dog, like, or something like that. Like, that's so random. Maybe that goes along with like food. He's like, I'm like, okay, maybe that's Illinois. I don't know. He's like talking about how he would take him to go to lunch if he could. He'd take him to go to lunch. Your father is, hang on. Your mother felt like your father was a bother. Your mother felt like your father was a bother towards the end. Hang on. She's learning that now. Your mom's trying to learn how to be not narcissistic, but she's not crazy narcissistic. She's just very driven and she sees everything in her own way, in her own way. Okay. And so, sorry, this is what's coming through. It's a feeling and she's making it resolve. And so she's trying to learn that right now. And so you, my friend, have taught her a lot of compassion. You've taught her, I don't think you understand how kind you are internally and how forgiving you are and how much you are the person that walks around and you pick up everything and you put it on your back. And then you go, oh no, it's okay. I can keep going. It's fine. And then you keep putting more. And then you're like going down in the ground and you're like, no, it's okay. Nobody happened. So she's like talking about your father's coming behind you and like taking stuff off. So it's like you're putting stuff on and it's this constant game of pickup. So I want you to start investing more in yourself and how you feel and what you do and making you happy and aligning yourself with you. And I want you to be in the forest. I don't want you to be up north anymore. I don't know. I would like you to be like on the coast too, like lush green. Where do you want to move?
Colorado.
Okay, that's our okay. I'm like, it's lush green. We got to be in the forest and the mountains. So it's like the mountains of like this. I haven't been to Colorado before. So they're pulling out when I went to the mountains in Virginia and the mountains in Pennsylvania and the mountains here. Okay, so perfect. So that would be absolutely phenomenal. I kind of would like you to get into the whole like grow hemp pain thing for some reason too. I have no idea why. Like that's very random. Not saying that you are going to do it, but it's almost like maybe down the line you use it a lot. You become an advocate, not marijuana, but like CBD or something. It's weird. Or maybe you just get really organic and maybe that's just what they're trying to show me over there. Like you get really intense with that. Have you ever thought about going to like healing medicine and look into all that?
I haven't. Okay.
So I know that's very, very random. This is not a normal thing, but it's almost like look into, not saying, I mean, coming from somebody ill, chronically ill, I know we need to go to doctors and I know we need to do that, but there's something about you getting into like healing medicine from like plants or like healing medicine from like, smells and like stuff like that. And I want to look up why. So I'm going to look at your energy in a little bit, but this is like, you just have that about it. And anything that you do, you could turn it into a business. You have that vibe about you. You can turn it into where you can sell it. You turn it, but you just have to get your strength. You have to, you've been beaten down. You got to get your strength. So we've got to look at that. Because that would be, and it doesn't even have to be big. It just means like, it would be something that you're passionate about that you go, yeah, I put this together. Cause you're very detail oriented too. Like you'd be the person that's like packing it up, putting these little bows on it, writing cards, like all the shit that I don't do, that I wish I would. That's you. Okay. That's my husband. He does that. Hang on. I want to go back over here. She said she kept fighting. She said she kept fighting. So she kept fighting to live, fighting to live. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go yet. She's talking about, for me, that means I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. She says she couldn't breathe without it. Oh, I get it. She's talking about watching her body. And she's like, there's like this one moment where she just gives up. She's like, well, that's her. It's like change and then move away. That's what she's discussing. So she changed this. And the reason why is because the first person that shows up is her mother and your dad. And when she talks to your father and she goes, oh, hell, like that. So she's like, oh my God, you're the first one to be here. Her mother is there. She's the one that's very, very kind, very, very loving, very, very on point, but generous at the same time. And it's almost like your mom was like a lost little girl there for a little bit. She was a lost little girl. She needed to get home. She needed to go home. She's okay. She's okay. Do you have any questions so far at all or anything?
The young girl, I think that's my niece. She passed. she had, it's like scoliosis. I can't remember what they called it, but she went in, she was 26 to have the operation to straighten, and she came through the operation okay, and it crashed. And so she passed. So
That's
I
why
hope.
it's tragically okay, because there's all this hope. There's all this, oh my God, we're making it. Yeah, I'm like, this person passed tragically because there's like this no that goes
Yeah.
with it all the time.
And
Okay.
and I have to tell you, at the beginning, you said Texas, Texas. My
Yeah.
mom is from Texas. She was born in Galveston. You kept saying
Really?
yes. And
Okay.
I lived in Colorado. I left home and I lived there for about 18 years. And my mom was so mad at me when I left.
What?
She was,
What?
and then you said Florida. We
Yeah.
left Colorado and went to Florida where his parents were. This is all very strange.
Why would you leave Colorado to go to Florida? I mean, Florida, the people are great, but it's not the best area, you know?
No, it's not. It was a huge mistake. My husband and I fell on some hard times.
Did y'all live in the
And
country out there? Like not near the water, but like more in like the middle?
where we are now,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, in the
Okay.
country.
Okay, yeah, because they keep showing fields. They keep showing fields. And so I'm like, that for me means country time. That's not like we're in Chicago or anything like that. Yeah, Florida is my father-in-law. He is from California and he's moved to Texas, but he only lives up in this area, which is like North Houston. By the way, I was born next to Galveston. My family, my sister lives down there. My mom lives down there. And then I live up north in the Woodlands area. And so I drive the 2 hours to go down to go see him all the time. So
Okay.
that's why I'm like, she keeps hitting where I'm at. Why is this? Why is this? Okay. Okay. Like she's excited or she's proud of it. Like, and you can, somebody from Texas, or if they're born there, they have a vibe about them. It's like, yeah, I'm out to destroy the world and take it. Right. Like, that's just how they are. So that's why you're very, very kind, man. That's why you're so grounded in Colorado. You do need to move back. You need to go there. Florida, I have found that everybody from New York moves down there normally, right? They've all kind of congested this area around Miami and Fort Lauderdale and stuff like that. And then the rest of the state, it's like really coming into this new money and it's really, really poor. And it's really, really hard. And like the drug scene that just is rampant everywhere between the meth and the heroin and the fentanyl and oh my God, but nobody talks about that.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
I was not a fan of Florida.
I like the people, but it's just, and then I'm in Houston, right? So I get hurricanes and we have alligators and we have mosquitoes. Why do I want to go and move to a panhandle that now I have no place to run? I got to go.
And you have cockroaches that fly.
And they go, those people are like, what's your biggest fear of cockroaches? If you've ever had one land on you and their little legs are spiny.
Oh, those are scary.
Oh, they are. That is probably, people say, what are you afraid of? That, because they will eat your eyeball. I do not like them. This, oh my God, thank you. Somebody else get, yeah, they're like, what was that? I try to explain to my in-laws because I'm married to my second husband and they all live in like Northern California up in the mountains next to the sequoias and stuff. And they're just like, oh, how often do you go camping? And I'm like, you don't camp here. You go to a Sheraton. Well, what do you mean? Well, we have fire ants that'll eat your ass. You have the cockroaches that'll kill you. You have the mosquitoes that'll give you malaria, you know, and then you have all these other, like, even the butterflies come after you. Like, it's dangerous here. And so they're like, you don't know how to camp? I'm like, no, go to hell. Come down here. Yeah.
That is funny.
It's a true thing. Yeah. Where do you want me to channel somebody else? Do you want me to ask any more questions to mom? Do you want me to see if I can bring through this? Can I bring through Brittany?
Yes, please.
Talk about, okay.
Please.
Hang on. I want to see because she's like right here and your dad and your mom and this other woman that's back there brought her through. And you know, that's probably why she showed up to me. So I almost died when I had my spine, neck, brain surgery. And I got a MRSA staph infection in my brain fluid and it's still in there and it's dormant. And it was shutting down my one kidney with the antibiotics that they had. And I was in a hospital for 2 months in a coma for 2 weeks. And this was my last near death experience. And after that, what I do became insane. Like what's happening right now. I don't understand it. It just happens. And so when you have somebody that has a similar surgery or has something like that happen, they come through and they feel more connected to you. Hang on. She likes my hair. Likes my hair. I go, okay, she like comes up and she's doing this. And I'm like, all right, I don't know. Like she's all about hair. I'm like, it's fake. I think she knows. Well, this is long, but then I have sewn an extension. So don't think this is all real. I can't get it to grow that long. Hold on. This has been a while since her passing. It's been a while. Okay. I asked her, I was like, when did this happen? What happened? And she shows me it's been like years. So like more than 5 years, I guess. Hang on. She says nobody remembers me. She says like people will talk about her, but they need to like celebrate her more. It's almost like they kind of, maybe they just don't do it as much. They need to bring her forward more. Instead of just leaving her picture on the mantle, they need to talk about her. They need to light a candle. They remember her birthday, but it's like we don't celebrate it. They do all these different things, but she wants it to be more because she's part of that life. She keeps hovering around this mother energy. So I'm guessing this would be her mom. She keeps hovering around this. Hang on. She keeps trying to go through you. That's the whole thing. You probably feel her a lot because you're sensitive too in a way, but you have to block it out because you also have this husband and you have all this stuff going on. And so she like tries to come around you. She keeps putting angel wings on her. So that means that she's gone up. She's enlightened. She's fine. She says that she says she shouldn't have done it. But there wasn't any other way. And the pain and everything, like, hold on. Too much trauma for her body. I said, what happened? She says, too much trauma for my body. And she's fighting. She wants to get there. She wants to get in. She wants to be there. But it's like she can't come back in. So her body kept her out. That was like the kindest way to let her go. They brought her back. They kept bringing her back. Do you know about that?
3 times. That's amazing.
I go, what happened? I said, what happened? Did you pass it home? How did this work? And she goes, they're bringing me back. They're bringing me back. They're bringing me back. And so you said 3 times. So normally they repeat it, but that could also be a thing too. And she keeps talking about it. It's hurting. It was hurting. They talk about how whenever somebody gets brought back, they talk about how it feels like their entire body is on fire. And it starts here. And the only thing I guess is that's where the electricity is, right? And she's like telling herself, come on. She wouldn't be a mom. She didn't get her life started. Hold on. She'll be back. She's going to be a person that reincarnates. She says, I'll be back. I don't know if somebody has like a 3-year-old little nephew or like a 4-year-old little son or something like that, or a nephew like that. They keep hovering around. Maybe it's like 3, 4, or 5, but it's a little kid. And it's a boy. They keep hovering around this person. I don't know if they're not dead, they're alive. Hold on. She just wanted love. She just wants love. Man, she had a good upbringing. She had good people. She had good experiences, but it was hard. She's angelic now, so she's higher vibration. She's higher vibration than your mother, which is good, which is really, really good. She shows support. Did we end up like starting a fundraiser, like a support for her for what she had? Is like that a thing? And then like it stopped or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. She keeps talking about show support. I was like, okay, what? She puts her name on t-shirts. I'm like, okay, fine. She has t-shirts. I go, okay. She says, y'all did some sort of release for her because she's talking about flying high, or they did some sort of release for her, so she's flying high. She's talking about seeing it from a bird's eye view of like people going, whoop, things coming up. So she's seeing it. I say, okay. She says, I'm always their light. So she's part of the light. She's with God. She says, I'm always their light. So when people are going through tough times, when people are going through issues, when people are, especially her family, and you too, she would be a good person to call and say, like, please get me out of the darkness. Please help me get out of the situation. Please, da 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 da, because she is a higher vibrational being, which is great. So that's what we want. Your mother is enjoying life, and she's not up there yet. She's in a good spot though. We like to call it heaven. That's a thing. But she's still sassy. She's not this like thing yet. They thought they would have taken me for everything that I had. So people were coming in and they were getting shit up inside of the money and stuff area for her. She says, damn, I just wasn't even there to do it. I said, okay. So she's talking about like people coming in and taking all of her stuff. She does not like that. And like there was no like rhyme or reason for it. Like people just came in and she doesn't appreciate that. She doesn't appreciate people walking on her parade. She says that she like wishes you could would have gotten. I don't know if she used to have like antique furniture and wishes she would have had it, but it was like gone beforehand. It's weird. It's almost like I wish she would have, because she was living with somebody else or something at that point. Hang on. Hold on. I work every day for them. Just like that. That I think she came into my body for that. I work every day for them. With the neck and everything. Hang on. She had bowel problems too a lot, but that probably goes along with the gallbladder because she's always talking about that. But she doesn't eat right. And she doesn't, hang on. She says the cheapest thing. So she's talking about the Mexican place, and she says, but it was good, but it was good. Hang on. They got spread too thin. They got spread too thin. Hang on. They're gonna did they bulldoze the place?
Oh my God, they did.
Yeah. Oh, they did. Okay, cool. I said, so where is it at? I said, can they go back to it? I said, can they see it? What's the cool building? And she shows me like how it was this building and it's gone now. So I'm like, okay, so it's bulldozed. So now we can't even like get into it. But in her mind, it's still there. And it's still popping off, like I would have to say, because it's sepia tone, so like 70s. Early 80s, I don't know. It's a time before I was born. I was born in 88. Hold on. She says, you're doing good. I said, thank you. She's very, very proud of this. Very, very proud of this. Okay, so for right now, I want to look at your North Node and I want to see if I'm on point for this, right? Do you have any questions for any of your wonderful people that are here?
I can't think of any. You said she wants forgiveness. Does she forgive me? I was an asshole a lot of times.
I know, but you two are like oil and water. So she was not, but you loved each other and you have this strong sensibility because of this woman. Okay. And it's okay. It's okay. You were a butthead, but you were just trying to prove yourself. So that was an ego, and she had a bigger ego than you. And she wouldn't ever say like, I'm sorry or no, or like, it was just, she would never back down. And so when somebody's never backing down, you will have to be an asshole. It's okay. And so, yes, of course, it's back and forth. But you know what? She should have never been that way because she was your mommy and she loves you unconditionally. So that is why she says, I'm sorry first. So, okay, you're coming up from the other. Remember, she's attacking first. So you're coming up and now you're apologizing because of this, right? No? Let it go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know you talk about it, but we need to let that go too. Wait. I just want you to have like a garden and grow vegetables and like go to the farmer's market and like that's all I want you to do, and just hang out and just hold on. You worked in corporate for a long time?
I did.
Okay. I said, what does she do now? Because I want you to have this very chill, settled area. And she's talking about how your job was meaningless. And to me, that means corporate, because they never appreciate what you do fully for them. That's what that means to me. And so because I worked in corporate and accounting for a very long time, and I know that they just don't care, you're just a number. She found her, and I did this at the same time. This was very much more meaningful to me than the other thing, right? Hang on. she talks about you doing like this, carrying all these papers, like going around. Yes. Oh, yes, I know. I guess we were in like, hold on. Wait. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Hang on. Docs or something like that. I don't know. I kind of want you to be like either in, hold on. I don't know if you're the office manager or you're like the high end like administrative assistant. And then like I also want you to be a part of like development, but it's weird. What did you do in corporate?
I was in sales. Now I'm a bookkeeper for a smaller company, and I kind of run the place.
Oh, you are? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm like, it's marketing. There's that extrovert part that comes with it, right? I'm like, or sales, you know, that area. And then she keeps talking about you being like, okay. Like this. And so that means clerical, because we have all the, you know, and getting into management, because now you're very frustrated at other people. So that's management. Okay. So that's not everything that you want to be doing, but you're pretty damn close. So for right now, I just want you to, I want to do something in closing for them. And then I want to look at your chart really quick, because I want to tell you, I want to see if Colorado, I just want to feel it. Because, okay. So with them, they're going to be around you for a while for the next couple of days. Okay. So one of the things is you may have interesting dreams. You may hear her. You may feel her more. You may feel like a presence. It's not going to be bad. It's going to be love, because that's all this is love, including Brittany. If you can get the messages out to the other people that they talked about, like Brittany's parents and stuff like that, if you can, then that is fine. If not, it is for you. And at some point in time, it will come across. The thing I want you to do whenever we get off this call, I want you to take a couple of minutes in this room by yourself. And I want you to either have a good breather or a good ugly cry, because it's a lot of people and it's a lot of energy that shows up, and we have to allow it to dissipate. The next thing I want you to do is tonight, before you go to bed, when the phone is off, when TV's off, and you're just laying there, there's some sort of like older male dog here that they just like randomly brought in, and I have no idea where that fits at. That may go with them. Hang on. Weird. It's almost like a hound dog of some sort. I have no idea. We're gonna leave that over there. And so it doesn't come up and sit next to you, so I know it's not yours. So another thing is that in closing, tonight, when everything's off, I want you to tell each one of them thank you and that you love them. Okay, separately, not like group, not like thanks y'all, but like individual. So what that is that's setting the intention, and that's telling them each and giving them each their time and their energy back, because it takes a lot to do this stuff. That is the most pain I've felt from something in a very long time. Like even the guy that got shot in the head last week, like I didn't feel that. So whatever she's doing was very, very intense. Okay. And that's great. So that's your mother though. So I want to look at this really quick, and I just want to see if you have this one position. So when I look at charts, I don't look at it in like an astrologer way where it's like, oh, well, in 7 years, you're going to buy a new car. I just look at it like, what is your frequency? What is your energy? And you can feel it. Like I was talking about her being an Aquarius, it's just a frequency level. That's it. And that's where they reside at. So all I need is 2 bits of information, and I'll tell you mine. When is your birthday? Mine is 11/7/88.
Okay, mine is 5/2/64.
Okay. You are a Taurus.
I am.
Oh, no wonder you have that. Okay. Remember, I was picking up on that. That's cool. Sorry. It's a thing. So that's why I want you outdoors. That's why I want you, if you're not in there, you've negated that from you. Hang on. And what city were you born in?
I was born in Moline, Illinois.
Oh, where's that at?
Quad Cities, right on the border of Illinois and Iowa, on the Mississippi River.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I like it. Okay. See, I like it. Okay. I'm right there with you. Oh, all right. How do you spell that? M-U-L?
Moline.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Well, I lived on the Mississippi River for a while, but way down south in Mississippi. So we were, don't ever go there. It's beautiful. It has a crazy amount of history, but oh my God, this is why. Oh. Okay, so remember I was talking about you being a Leo? I was like, I want you to have a Leo North Node. So you actually, the reason I'm picking up on that is because your ascendant, your outer persona, what you had to give the world, which is why you had to fight with your mother a lot, was your outer personality, your ego is in Leo. So that's always like, I have to be better. I have to be better than this. Like you almost like you compare yourself to yourself all the time, and you have to let that go. Okay. Another thing is you have Leo in your second house, which is your base vibration, which is like my husband. So what that means is you need to be the star of the show. You need to be the manager. You need to be the one that is creating their own company. You need to be the one, you're also the one that you can lose yourself because you monetarily protect family and other people. Okay. Like you can get into that. So don't do that. That's lower. Show them what to do. You don't always have to throw money or stuff at them, right? Show them what, lead the horses to water. You don't always have to bring the water to the horse, right? That would be my best thing for that. This also means that you literally need to be like the owner of your own company and like starring in your own show of your life, because you are this super strong powerhouse. And that's when you become this like fulfilled thing. The North Node, which is interesting, is that you have a North Node, which is what your soul is trying to become. So you're starting out as this Taurus, which is grounded and earthy and intense and driven and stubborn. I love them. They're all my best friends. And then your North Node is in Cancer. So all you want at the end of your life is to be in this nice, wonderful little house surrounded by our couple animals, our little family, and like, and just enjoy life in our little bubble, like our terrarium, like a crab, right? That's it. That's it. That's all you want. You're going to hide out. Everybody else can go themselves. And we're going to have a great time here. And so that's why if you move to the mountains, you move to Colorado, that's why I'm like, you need to be here. And you need to be in like this little area. The where you're in right now, it is in the country, but it's just too busy. It's not homey enough for you. I need you to feel this. And the reason why I feel that you need to be outside so much and like digging in the dirt or doing like homeopathic, not saying that you just run with that, but it's because of all these earth signs that you have. It's because this Cancer sign that you have. So your sun sign is in Taurus, your moon, which is your emotional state, and how you want to be emotionally treated, that's in Capricorn. And that means that you there's a couple of things with this. One, it tends to be that you're too frugal. Two, that can also mean that you don't go after the things that make you happy because you're always in a state of guarding. You're constantly trying to fix issues. You're constantly trying to guard from other things, like what can come in and mess this up. Capricorns in this placement are all about, all right, leave me alone. Like that. And so what they need is they need their own solace. They need their own environment. They need to step away. So what happens when they're growing up is they get put in chaos. And so they're like, yeah, so they have the opposite, right? Another thing is that your communication is also in Taurus. So how you talk, which is great. So again, grounded, earthy, you need to be teaching people how to do this. Like, and Taurus and Capricorn is all about opening their own business, having their own finances, like, and that's why I keep talking about outside. The other thing is that your Venus, so how you love and how you want to be loved in return, that is in Gemini. That's why it's so hard being with your mom, because it's like, I just need this hardcore earthy love. Man, you're really annoying me. Boop, and then we leave, because Gemini is all about duality. So it's like, I love you here for this, not here for this. And it goes back. That also means it could be really hard for you to find a hardcore, adamant love in a relationship, because so many people took you for granted because they used you instead of like being your friend. And so this relationship that you're in right now, I really, really like. The last thing is where you and I vibe is because your Mars, this is your fighting style, this is sex, this is your drive. And this is why I say, if you do this and you put your mind to it, you can do anything, because your Mars is in Aries. So that means anything that you do is going to be heightened, because if you get started, you do everything quick. And you do it to the extreme, and you go so hardcore that you can kill yourself from working too hard. Like that's what happens. I have Mars in Aries, and it's all about, no, we can do it. Don't worry about it. Like 7 days a week, 18-hour days, right? And so you have to learn how to bring that back and find your center and breathe. This also means you can get angry very, very quickly. You learn how to do that, and you explode and the whole world melts. And then you're like, do you want to go to lunch? Are you okay? And then people are like, are you crazy? And you're like, no, but I'm over it now. Are you fine? I just cut your head off, but it's cool, right? I have that too. Don't worry about it. I know. My husband is very wary of me. He understands. Okay. So that's where that explosive comes from. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about you. I know we went over, I wanted to do it though. And so for right now, take that time, have a good breather, have a good cry, but I wanted you to end on a happy note and then tell them thank you. And then if you need me, or if you ever have any questions, email me. Okay.
Okay, last thing I want to tell you, when you said my niece touching your hair, she was a hairdresser. She was a hairdresser. I can't believe so.
Really?
Yes. So yeah, that's amazing.
That's so weird, dude. That's so weird. Okay, literally the first thing I see is and they come up and they'll touch me, or they'll talk about, like, some people are clothes makers and they'll touch my clothes, and I'm like, okay, maybe they just really like hair, maybe they're coming up to touch me. Okay. Oh, that's so weird.
Well, I just had to tell you that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So tell them thank you, and then if you need me, let me know, and I'll send this to you tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Love you, baby.
Bye bye.